Have you ever felt like you're not getting the respect you truly deserve? If so, you're not alone. Many people go through life feeling disrespected at work, misunderstood by friends, or forgotten by the world. But there's a powerful truth that Stoic philosophy teaches us. If there is a problem, there is also a solution. And that solution often begins from within. As Stoics, we understand that while we cannot control everything, we can control ourselves. That includes how we respond to feelings of being disrespected. So in this video, we'll explore 7 practical techniques to stop disrespect and help you earn the respect that reflects your true value. Let's begin with the first and most important step, building self-respect. Think of it this way. If you don't respect yourself, why should others? Self-respect isn't just a slogan, it's the foundation for all external respect. And it starts in the most private place, your own mind. What kind of story are you telling yourself about who you are? Are your inner thoughts lifting you up or slowly tearing you down? When you accept treatment that you know is beneath you, you're teaching others how they are allowed to treat you. But you can change that. And the most powerful place to begin is where no one else can interfere, your own thoughts. Ask yourself, are my thoughts building me or breaking me? Do I acknowledge my efforts and achievements? If the answer is no, then it's time to shift how you view yourself. Marcus Aurelius once reflected, I have often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, yet sets less value on his own opinion of himself than on the opinion of others. That quote hits deep. And it's exactly why self-respect starts with self-awareness. Take inventory of your strengths. Recognize what you've accomplished. Define your values and your boundaries. When you do that, you build a quiet, inner confidence that doesn't need permission to exist. Unlike arrogance, which is loud and fragile, true self-respect is calm and steady. Arrogance often comes from fear, but self-respect, it comes from clarity. Epictetus said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." You can't develop self-respect if deep down you believe you don't deserve it. So how do you put this into practice? Start with how you speak to yourself. Talk to yourself with the same kindness and respect you would offer someone you admire. Ask yourself, would I speak to a friend or colleague the way I speak to myself? If not, why do I treat myself that way? The Stoics believed in daily mental training. Marcus Aurelius would review his day, asking where he lived by his principles and where he fell short. If he failed, he resolved to improve. If he succeeded, he acknowledged it. This wasn't self-judgment, it was honest reflection. That's the key, becoming your own source of validation. Because once you no longer depend on others to define who you are, their disrespect loses its power over you. So before you try to change how others treat you, start with the one person you can truly influence, yourself. Because your mind is the most powerful territory you'll ever command. And when it comes to earning respect, that's where the journey truly begins. But remember, while self-respect is the foundation, real change sometimes requires outer action as well. You might need to change your life, not just your mindset. Begin by identifying the places where you feel the least respected. Is it at work, at home, or among your friends? These aren't just random frustrations, they're patterns, and those patterns point to what needs to change. Take a good look at your job. Do you feel anxious talking to your boss or coworkers? Do your daily tasks make you feel invisible or undervalued? A job that's draining your confidence isn't just a bad fit, it's a warning sign. Maybe you need new responsibilities, or maybe the best move is a new team, or even a new career. When you do meaningful work and the people around you recognize it, respect tends to follow naturally. Now think about where you live. Does your space reflect self-respect or neglect? It might seem small, but even a few small improvements, like cleaning, organizing, or adding a touch of beauty, can change how you see yourself. A tidy, cared-for environment is your quiet way of saying, I deserve to live well. And relationships, they have a profound impact on how you feel about yourself. Pay close attention to who respects your boundaries and who regularly crosses them. Creating distance from those who belittle you isn't just something you should do, it's something you must do. True respect begins when you stop tolerating disrespect. Next is the issue of finances. Money-related stress can keep you stuck in environments or relationships that slowly erode your self-respect. Many people discover a strong connection between self-respect and not being buried in debt. Living in a financial hole doesn't just strain your wallet, it silently eats away at your confidence. If that's you, don't panic. Start small. Create a simple plan to move forward. Even one smart financial decision can create momentum. You don't need to change everything overnight. The Stoic approach is steady, not rushed. Choose one area of your life that feels urgent or easiest to improve. Make one change, a decision that reflects self-respect. Then make another. Slowly but surely, you begin to build a new life. The Stoics taught that true respect comes from living by your values, not from controlling how others see you. When you begin to act in ways that honor your self-worth, others will notice. But more importantly, you will notice. So look at your life honestly. Ask yourself, what can I improve? What must I accept? What do I need to completely let go of? Start there. Remove what holds you back. Take action, even if it's just one small step today. And when you do, you'll feel something powerful start to grow. Self-respect from the inside out. Now we come to the third technique for earning more respect. Focus on what you can actually control in your interactions with others. The Stoics had a simple but life-changing principle. Some things are within our control and some are not. Most of the frustration in relationships comes from forgetting this truth. Let's take a real-world example, a face-to-face conversation. In any conversation, what do you truly control? Your words, your tone, your appearance, your body language, your intention. That's it. You can't control how someone hears you. You can't control what they think of you. And you definitely can't control how they respond. Most emotional conflict comes from trying to take responsibility for things that were never ours to begin with. You might explain something carefully, yet still be misunderstood. You might speak gently, yet still offend someone. You might offer genuine help, yet be seen as having bad motives. These moments are frustrating, but they're also reminders. Reminders to pause, breathe, and return to what you can control. Before heading into an important conversation, take a moment to center yourself. Clearly separate what's yours from what isn't. That clarity creates a space of calm in your mind. And from that space, you become much harder to shake. The Stoics had a tool called the reserve clause, a quiet mental habit they added to every action or intention. It was something like, I will do this, unless something beyond my control prevents it. This mindset doesn't make you weaker, it makes you more resilient. And in a world full of emotional chaos, that kind of calm clarity, it earns more respect than any argument ever could. When we focus on what's truly within our control in relationships, something powerful happens. We create space for calm, clarity, and confidence. And that's exactly where true respect begins. The Stoics used a mental technique called the reserve clause, a practice of reminding themselves that even their best efforts might still be affected by things outside their control. For example, silently telling yourself, "I will speak clearly if nothing gets in the way." This isn't about lowering your standards. It's about directing your energy toward what actually works. It's a wise way to act, rather than a reactive one. In a direct conversation, you can choose your words carefully, keep a respectful tone, and check your true intent. In a professional setting, this might mean following up a conversation with a thoughtful email or going the extra mile with your work. All of these are productive uses of your energy, unlike trying to control how others react. So what if someone misunderstands your intention? Don't get defensive right away. Try saying something simple like, "I don't think I was clear. Let me try again." If they get angry, remember, their emotions are their responsibility, not yours. Watch what happens when you stop trying to control how others perceive you. You'll feel a profound mental freedom. You no longer need to explain yourself just to be understood. You express yourself to stay true to your values. That's real strength. And here's the irony. The less you crave respect, the more it tends to come. But it doesn't happen overnight. It takes practice. Start with simple conversations. Notice the moment you begin trying to control how someone feels. Then gently bring your focus back to your words, your tone, and your intention. Over time, you'll develop what the Stoics called a calm center. Others may not know why, but they'll feel it. You speak clearly, but not with neediness. You listen deeply, but without becoming emotionally fragile. You stand your ground, not with aggression, but with quiet strength. That calm and confident energy will become your new default. Not because you demanded respect, but because you no longer needed it. Instead, you focused on living with purpose. And that brings us to the fourth technique for earning respect: embracing discomfort in difficult situations. When you find yourself in a conversation where disrespect begins to appear, what will you do? This is the moment many people retreat. They avoid saying what needs to be said. They stay silent when treated unfairly. It might feel safer in the short term, but in the long run, it erodes your self-respect. The Stoics believe that difficulty is not something to fear, it's something to train for. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor strengthens the body. Just as muscles grow from strain, your ability to handle difficult conversations grows through practice." Avoiding those conversations sends a loud message. You don't value yourself enough to face discomfort. Others pick up on that, even if it's never said. Their respect for you starts to decline. Instead, when you feel disrespected, try something brave and clear. Say it directly but calmly, without blame. For example, "When you interrupt me in meetings, I feel like my ideas aren't being valued. I'd appreciate it if you could let me finish my thoughts." Simple, honest, director. Your heart may race, your voice may shake. That's normal. The body reacts to social discomfort the same way it reacts to physical danger. But here's what matters. This discomfort won't harm you. Stay grounded. Focus on your breath. Plant your feet firmly. Speak just a little slower. These small actions will keep you steady when emotions rise. If the other person gets defensive or angry, Return to what you can control: your tone, your words, your values. Their reaction belongs to them, not to you. Sometimes simply naming the disrespect changes everything. Maybe they didn't realize their behavior was hurtful. Other times, nothing may change on the surface, but everything changes inside you. Because speaking up is a powerful act of self-respect. It also sets a precedent. If needed, you've just taken the first step toward establishing boundaries, or even walking away. And with time, these conversations become easier. You build a quiet reputation, someone who addresses problems respectfully but firmly, someone who doesn't stay silent in the face of disrespect. Each difficult conversation you face proves something: you are worth standing up for. The Stoics called this voluntary discomfort, choosing the harder path when it aligns with your values. What once felt impossible now feels merely uncomfortable. What was once uncomfortable becomes familiar, and what began as disrespect often ends in deeper respect. Now we arrive at the fifth technique: handling criticism, a common form of disrespect. Our advice: accept it when it's true, discard it when it's not, because how you respond to criticism reveals just how much you respect yourself. Most people either get defensive or withdraw when criticized, but ironically, both reactions actually decrease the respect others have for you. The Stoics chose a different path, and that's exactly what we're going to explore next. Picking up from the power of staying calm in difficult conversations, let's now turn to something equally important: how we respond to criticism, whether fair or unfair. Because in the end, how you handle feedback says a lot about your inner strength. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it." This simple yet profound idea can completely shift how you receive criticism. When someone offers feedback, pause. Take a breath before you respond. Ask yourself, is there truth here I can learn from? If the answer is yes, thank them. That's not weakness, it's real strength. Most people can't admit mistakes without feeling shame, but you can show that you're strong enough to learn from them. Honest feedback, even when it stings, can be a priceless gift. It reveals blind spots. It gives you a path for growth. Treat it like free coaching. The person who points out a weakness might be offering you the chance to turn it into a strength. But let's be honest, not all criticism is helpful. Some comes from jealousy, bitterness, or unresolved pain in the person delivering it. Psychologists call this projection, blaming others for what one refuses to confront in themselves. That kind of criticism, you have every right to ignore it. Marcus Aurelius put it plainly, "If any man despises me, that is his problem. My only concern is not doing or saying anything deserving of contempt." When faced with unfair criticism, you don't need to overreact. A simple reply, "I'll think about that," is enough. Then, privately reflect. Is there any truth here worth noting? If not, let it go, quietly. Your calmness in that moment is a sign of deep self-respect. Start noticing patterns. Is there someone who frequently criticizes you unfairly? That might point to a deeper issue in the relationship. People who truly respect you offer criticism to help, not to hurt. The goal is to stay calm and clear. Marcus also reminds us, you are not compelled to form an opinion about anything, nor to disturb your peace of mind. In other words, nothing external can disturb you, unless you allow it to. You always have the power to choose your response. And when you can receive constructive feedback with composure and let go of petty attacks without anger, that's real inner strength. That strength earns lasting respect. And even when it doesn't, at least you gain clarity about who's truly trying to help you and who's just lashing out from their own pain. Now we arrive at the sixth technique for gaining more respect. Speak to the best in others. We've talked about the stick, standing firm in the face of disrespect. Now it's time for the carrot, encouraging the best in people. Because sometimes the way we communicate contributes to the very disrespect we're trying to stop. Ask yourself, is your tone, your words, your attitude inviting respect or pushing it away? Many people unknowingly speak to the worst in others. They focus on flaws, highlight mistakes, or use sarcasm and condescension. It might feel like a victory in the moment, but it slowly damages relationships. The Stoics believed in a higher approach. They understood that how you speak to others reveals who you are. And when you choose to speak to the best in them, you reflect the best in yourself. Think about it. You have the power to inspire others in every conversation. Every time you speak, you're making a choice to lift someone up or to tear them down. That choice lies in your tone, your words, and your intent. In a supportive situation, when someone is struggling, don't focus on their failure. Speak to their potential. Instead of saying, "You always mess this up," try, "I know you can handle this." That small shift creates a big impact. Similarly, the question, "How can we improve this?" is far more effective than, "Where did you mess up?" These small shifts in language can completely change the tone of an interaction. Take a moment to reflect. Are you unintentionally talking down to others? Look out for phrases like, "You wouldn't understand," or "Let me simplify this for you." These may seem harmless, but they subtly diminish the person you're speaking to. Instead, use language that assumes intelligence and goodwill. And if you've been doing your part, yet someone continues to disrespect you, you don't need to lower yourself to their level. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy." When you speak to the best in someone, you often awaken it. And when people feel respected, they tend to return that respect naturally. That's how a culture of mutual respect is built. A place where dignity isn't something you fight for, but something already present. Now for the seventh and final technique to earn respect. Live by what you say. Think of the people you truly respect. It's rarely just their words, it's their consistent actions. Their words carry weight because they follow through. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what good man should be one." It begins with the little things. Say you'll call back, do it, committed to a meeting. Show up on time. These small wins build momentum and trust, not just from others, but within yourself. You begin to see yourself as dependable, and that matters. Being honest about mistakes is also key. Don't make excuses or shift blame. Just say, "I was wrong." That's not weakness, it's strength. Because integrity is built in daily decisions. Finishing a task, replying to a message, admitting when you slip. Each is a brick in your foundation. You won't be perfect, and that's okay. What matters is owning your actions and continuing to grow. Over time, as your words and actions align, you begin to trust yourself. That inner trust becomes quiet confidence. You speak with more clarity. You move with calm certainty, and people notice. Respect follows those who live by their word. Here are the 7 techniques to earn respect. Build self-respect from within. Make outer changes that reflect your values. Focus on what you can control. Face hard conversations with courage. Handle criticism wisely. Speak to the best in others. Align actions with words. Start small. Build habits that protect your dignity. Each step forward shapes not just how others see you, but who you become. We'll keep sharing Stoic wisdom to help you meet life with calm and clarity. Because living well starts with how you think. Subscribe to join our growing Stoic Resolve community. Your comment could help someone else find this message. And remember Seneca's words, "It is the mind that makes us happy in whatever condition we are." Now it's your turn. Live like a Stoic. Be who you were meant to be.